Alright, so it's just me today. The lonesome ADHD Ute from the UK. So, I basically want to talk about my faith and discipline and like being a 21-year-old and what it's like kind of pursuing life and pursuing things in life. Do you know what I mean? So, I'll get into it because it's not going to be a long video. But, yeah, basically, I just want to stress to people that are seeing the video that reflect, basically. Make sure you reflect upon life and reflect upon your decisions, who you are, who you want to become, the things that have happened, the things you didn't do, stuff like that. Because a lot of people avoid the negative feelings from doing that, but you limit yourself. See what I'm saying? You will limit yourself in multiple ways you won't even realize until you start going through that pain and realize the negatives you've been through, the negatives you're going through, so on and so forth, ain't entirely all bad. As shit as it feels in the moment, if you can learn to detach yourself from your emotions enough where you can acknowledge them, but they don't determine the actions you're going to make, you'll get further in life. So, for example, feeling lonely. Yeah, a lot of people feel alone. Same for women, men, equally alike. Don't want to compromise your character, who you are, your standards as a person, for the sake of a relationship. Because a lot of people do that. They'll date girls that have got a high body count. Girls will date guys that are absolute man slags and fucking have no morals or any potential to provide. All they give a shit about is getting a dick wet and moving on. And the same thing with women. Women will just want a fun time, want a situationship, stuff like that. And I'm saying, deny yourself of these things. Like, as bad and irritating as it can feel, learn to go without and pursue the things you want to pursue. And sometimes it's harder said than done because you don't know what you want to pursue. Especially for me, I understand that one because it's like you don't know how to go about it. You don't know what you want. You don't know exactly who you want to become, and that's kind of where faith ties into it. Learning that Jesus is the way, He is truth, He is life. Do you know what I mean? He is the foundation to finding your character. But like you could go about life not having faith, right? Not being Christian, not believing in the truth. Don't mean to be a dickhead in the sense of like saying whatever you believe in and whatever you think ain't true, but in the grand scheme of things, I'll be honest, it ain't. Because the logic and evidence points towards basically the religion of Christianity and Jesus being the most true. Because I don't fully understand it myself yet. There's things I question, there's things I don't understand. But yeah, long story short, learn to deny yourself. Same way, like the same principles as Christianity. Deny yourself and look for a greater purpose than yourself. Being a decent man or woman that can provide. If it's a woman, I would say learn to be feminine in your nature. Doesn't mean you can't provide for yourself, do certain things in a different manner, but the grand scheme of things, you want to be feminine. You want to be what you would tend to be. Do you know what I mean? What's naturally easier for you to be. And the same goes for men. You're meant to be a provider. You're meant to challenge yourself. You're meant to go through struggle. Especially for the women. The women ain't meant to struggle. Have you seen how women deal with trauma? It ruins their character and perspective on life. But if you see men, we kind of thrive from it. It's hard as it can be and as fucked up our mindset can be. 9 times out of 10, great men come from struggle. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. It's basically just egging on people to start thinking for themselves. That's kind of the main point of us, me and my mate, creating the channel. Is to think for yourselves and think different from other people. Don't give in to social norms and shit like that. Just try your best, basically. Even if you struggle, even if it hurts, even if you don't understand at the time, just keep persevering and you will eventually figure it out. Because I've gone through my own trauma in life, man. Do you know what I mean? I was addicted to weed for a long time. My mum. Oh, let's go back to that. Sorry for that, boys and girls. But yeah, just like I've gone through my own struggles and stuff like mental health from my family, stuff like that, verbal abuse, mental abuse, stuff like that. Fucking being bullied when I was growing up for having ADHD by everyone I lived around, stuff like that. So I had a lot of negatives in my life to push me the opposite way to not kind of care. And I want to make sure other people know you're not alone in that manner. And it's in the grand scheme of things, it ain't that deep. Yeah, it sucks in the moment. Yeah, you feel like the world's crumbling around you, but persevere. ignore it, turn your back on the world, focus on yourself, focus on God, and become the best woman and man you can be for your, not just for like others, but for yourself as well. For the self-respect and kind of the potential that like lies there, because a lot of people give up and don't think about the goals they want, and like that type of things I previously talked about basically. So the whole, let me sum up the video because I'm waffling a bit. The whole message of the video is self-reflect and don't give in to social norms. Don't give in to drinking, doing drugs, doing this, doing that, pursuing this, pursuing that. Pursue not what you want but what you need. Let me clarify that. Not what you want, what you need. You don't need girls, you don't need money in a moment if you're young. You can afford to go without money and having to, like, you can go without cars and so on and so forth. Some situations where you need to pay for rent, pay for food, stuff like that, fair enough. But if you can go without so you can use that time and energy to create that character for yourself, create that, kind of imagine it like an anime or a film, create that character, go through that arc of struggle and perseverance till you get to that point where you start prospering from the things you sacrifice. Because when you spend time working on yourself, it will eventually pay off. It might not feel like it might feel like it's a never-ending cycle, but it will eventually pay off. So I hope this helps. I hope this ain't too chaotic of waffle. I'm not really good at this shit yet. I'll get better over time, but yeah, I hope I helped someone. I hope if anyone has an opinion or question or anything of that sort, just ask in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Just like give me a little chat and I'll reply. And yeah, wish you lot the best, and I hope you truly listen to what I've got to say.